Hello everyone. Hi, it's me. I know, a little surprising. I haven't streamed in a little bit. It's been a couple of weeks. But how you guys doing? I was gonna stream yesterday, but I'm still kind of recovering. I'll go over into everything that's happened over the past like 2 weeks. It's actually been relatively hectic. Just a hectic couple weeks. It's why I haven't been streaming. Basically, to start it all off, just wanted to, talk to you guys a moment here. How you guys doing? Hope everyone's been doing well and been having, good time with stuff. Because I know that it's definitely been a rough couple weeks for me. And why basically starts with a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, my mom started getting sick. What are we smoking today? I don't smoke anything here, dog. How you doing, though? Hope you're doing well. But, like on Sunday, my mom had started getting sick with something. And it was the flu. And we have still no idea how exactly she caught it, but she did. And then everyone in the house caught it. I started showing symptoms on Tuesday, which is where I started getting sick. And I know that my dad, for those of you who don't know, one of the things he does for work is he travels. So he usually be gone for like a couple of days out of a week sometimes, because he needs to go to like a plant for the company he works for, and kind of like oversee some stuff in it or whatnot. I'm not great at describing it, but you have to sometimes travel for a couple days out of a week. He'll basically be like leaving on, like, for example, like in this case he was leaving on Tuesday and then came back on like Thursday or Friday. And he also started being sick, and that says something, because he has a really good immune system. I'm this weird lucky in between of a lot of things when it comes to my parents, because they're very opposites in some ways. And what I mean this isn't like literally like health ways to some degree. My mom has a really bad immune system, but my dad has a really good immune system. So I very luckily have managed to get a functioning immune system. It's not like amazing, but it's not horrible either. Yeah. So it does, it works at least, unlike hers. Hers is not exactly the greatest. But, so him actually getting sick with this says something, because, like, legitimately speaking, he does not get sick that often. When it comes to stuff, like, there have been times me and mom have both been sick with something, and he's just perfectly fine. Or, like, he'll get, like, a slight cough. But, like, he was sick. Hello, Trey. How you doing? Thank you so much for stopping on by and saying hello. I really appreciate it. And I hope you've been doing well. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping on by. That's really nice of you. But yeah, so even my dad was sick. And he got sick after he'd already left to travel. So he's out. I don't remember where he had to go that week. But he was basically being sick while doing his work. So he's feeling like absolute shit. Me and mom are feeling like absolute shit. And about most of the rest of that week, until the weekend, I am just basically doing absolutely nothing, because I had the flu. I'm spending my days with an on and off fever that will fluctuate anywhere from like 97, well, not 96, sorry, 98 at its lowest. Sorry, 97 is like my normal temperature, but like 98 at its lowest, and then it would go into fever terror of 99, 100. I think I reached 102 was the highest fever point I reached on Wednesday. I think everything from there usually was peaking around 100, 101. So that was very unpleasant, because I legitimately feel just like I'm freezing, so I'm wrapping myself up in a fucking blanket to try and stay warm, to then have to go to like, suddenly, after a bit, I'm just nowhere near as fucking cold, so then I, unwrap it a bit, and then I'm back to fever goes up again. It's just not a fun experience. But then my dad came back from work, and he had basically, he had to be leaving on Sunday for another, like, short trip. He was going to be back on, like, Tuesday. But this is where problems started, and this is You see, the thing is, it wasn't just a bad week for one of us in specific. It was a bad week for everyone. It was a bad 2 weeks, actually. Sorry, not just 1. 2 weeks for everyone. But especially my dad. Because his trip, he was originally still going to try and take it. But then he ran into flight complications. I don't remember the exact complications, but basically he was having some difficulties and ended up spending like the next day or so trying to get that solved and not exactly succeeding. And I wish I could say that was the worst of it, but for those of you who are on my Discord, you will have heard of this. If you're not in my Discord, I didn't tweet this out because I was not on my PC for when this happened or days after this happened because I was awful sick with the flu. So this may be news to you guys for a first time if you weren't like in my Discord basically. But in the middle of the night, we had a really bad storm. We had like a couple of nights in a row where we actually had some really bad storms. And this storm did two things. First and foremost, we get this thing that happens sometimes where we live. Now, I want to point out that we do not live right next to water. We don't live even very close to the river. We live in a place that has a river in the city, but like, we don't live near the river. However, sometimes it will rain really badly here and the drains just don't seem to work because we will get standing water that can get up to around 2 to 3 feet of standing water outside. Like, it is ridiculous. It's submerged cars. Like, it's crazy. Now, this doesn't happen super often, mind you. I can only think of 2 times in my lifetime I remember us ever getting flooding this bad. And this weekend was one of them. Thank you so much for the Prime, Char. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. That's really nice of you. Thank you so much. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a good day. But yeah, that's really nice of you for subscribing to the Prime. I really appreciate that. So thank you for that. 4 months is also just a long time. Felix! Thank you so much for the sub as well. 22 months. That is insane. That's near 2 years. That's a really long time. Thank you guys both so much. I really appreciate that. So yeah, it was, I think it was Sunday night, Saturday morning when all this was happening. Our basement flooded a bit. The flooding was not as bad as it has been in the past, and it cleared up a bit better this time than it has in the past. Loka, thank you so much for the sub as well. Didn't think you'd be awake by now. God, we have a fucking hype train going at this point, basically. That's crazy. That doesn't happen often. And 30 months is absolutely insane. Thank you so much. 30 months is what? That's 2.5. That is literally exactly 2.5 years. That is incredible to be subbed for that long. Thank you so much. So I had to flex. That's fine. So yeah, on Sunday morning, Saturday night-ish, our basement flooded because the outside had fucking 3 feet standing water, basically. And our house is not great. Water was pouring in under the door, through windows, right into our basement. And for those of you who don't know this, my dad has a lot of his stuff in the basement. He actually has what is referred to as the bunker down there. That's where he has his work area, his gaming area, whatnot. He also has, you know, some stuff. And some of his stuff actually got hit pretty badly due to the flooding. But this is not the worst part about what happened. Because that was the same night our garage caught fire. See, we had the joy of being woken up in the middle of the night by someone pounding on our door to get our attention, because we have a really nice neighbor who lives over there. And they'd seen that back to lurking with me as I'm exhausted, puppy troubles woke me. Alright, well, I hope that you're able to at least maybe rest a bit more, wake up a bit, maybe get a little bit of sleep if you can, and I hope that everything with the puppy goes well. And that it's nothing too big or major. But yeah, we have neighbors who live over there, and they'd seen that our garage was on fire. So one of them had literally walked through like the 2 to 3 feet standing water that is outside fucking everywhere, basically, to our house to pound on our door to tell us. Garage on fire, yeah, KPR, our garage burned down last week due to a storm that blew in. It was a really bad storm. It flooded our basement. We had like 2 to 3 feet standing water outside, and because it also flooded the garage, what happened, from everything that we can gather, basically, is that battery, basically, to something in there. Mesmer? No, it was not Mesmer. This was water and electricity mixing, not straight just fire. Fire in the middle of being flooded. Prepare for trouble and make it double. Yeah. It was because our garage flooded as well because of the fucking 2 to 3 feet standing water. A battery to something in there did not like water, sparked up, those sparks caught fire to stuff, and then we're being woken up in the middle of the night by someone pounding on our door, yelling fire. Which, let me tell you, being woken up to someone pounding on your house's door yelling fire, that is not how you want to wake up. There are many good ways and bad ways to wake up. That is one of the most terrifying. Luckily, because I bolted up out of the fucking chair, basically, to also, like, hear and see what was going on fully, I then saw, because you could see from our house, because we don't have a connected garage, it is a separated one, so there is that. But, you could, like, see from the open door, the fucking garage being on fire. So I could see that they were talking to garage, and thankfully not our house. We were very lucky our house was not what caught fire and what burned down, because it very easily could have, because there was a lot of electrical stuff going on in the basement, because when my dad was down there afterwards trying to deal with all of it, he got shocked at least 3 times. So, had insurance. We